Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
And welcome to the temple. It's a very exciting evening. The 7th and 8th graders are going to lead the service. As you see, the sanctuary right now is divided into two, and we're going to unroll the Torah on this table. It's the first time that we can do it with one Torah. Usually we have only half of the room, but because of COVID-19, we have the entire sanctuary. So we're actually going to roll the Torah from Deuteronomy all the way to Genesis, or from Genesis all the way to Deuteronomy. You decide. But right now the Torah is on Deuteronomy, so it's going to be from Deuteronomy to Genesis. And 5 of our students are going to read or chant from the Torah, and other students are going to lead the entire services, so the 3 of us up here can relax more or less while they'll do all the hard job. We're going to open the service as we sing together, Inei ma tov u'ma na'im, how good and how pleasant it is to be here together.
הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת עמים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת עמים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת עמים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת עמים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת עמים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת עמים גם יחד.
I would like to invite Max Springer, tomorrow's bar mitzvah, and his family to lead us in the blessings over the candles and the fruit of the vine. I don't see here is Max. Please turn to page 2, everyone.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kichanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kichanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzah vanu v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava uvratzon hincha lanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit ki hu yom tachila lemikra'e kodesh zecher litziat mitzrayim Kivanu Bacharta Ve'otanu Kidashta Mikol Ha'amim V'Shabbat Kodshecha Be'ahava Uvratzon Hinchal Tanu Baruch atah Adonai Mikadesh HaShabbat. Praise to you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine.
Kivanu Bacharta Ve'otanu Mikol Ha'amim V'Shabbat Kodshecha Ve'ahava Uvratzon Hingaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Mikadesh HaShabbat.
turn now to page 20 to sing together Lecha Dodi.
Lecha Dodi, לקראת כלה פני שבת, נקבלה, lecha dodi, לקראת כלה פני שבת, נקבלה, שבת שלום, שבת שלום, שבת שלום ומבורך, שבת שלום, שבת שלום, שבת שלום ומבורך.
Please rise as Will is going to lead us on page 28 with the reading of the Baruch Hu, the call for prayer.
Now. Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvara. Baruch Adonai Hamvara Le'olam Va'ed. Praise Adonai, to whom praise is due forever. Praised be Adonai, to whom praise is due now and forever.
Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai, Amivorach, Amivorach, Baruch Adonai, Amivorach, Le'olam, Le'olam Va'ed. Praised be the one to whom our praise is due. Praised be the one to whom our praise is due. Praised be the one to whom our praise is due, now and forever. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv arvin, behokma poteach sha'arim, uvit vunah meshanet itim, umahalif et hazmanim, umsader et hakokavim, bemishmerotehem barakia kirtzono, bore yom v'layla, golel or mipnei hoshe, v'hoshe mipnei or. Umahavir yom umevi laila, umavdil bein yom uvein laila, Adonai tzevaot shemo, El hai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, hamariv arvin.
And we turn to page 34 for the calling of the Shema led by Sam.
Ma Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. Baruch Shem Kavod Melchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Blessed is God, glorious majesty forever and ever.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, שם כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד. ברוך שם כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד. שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד. שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד.
Please be seated.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך. ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך. וקשרתם על ידך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך. וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. And these words which I command you on this day shall be in your heart, shall be in your heart. Teach them faithfully unto your children. Speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, when you lie down, and when you rise. Bind them for a sign upon your hand, that they may be a symbol between your eyes. Write them on the doorposts of your house, and upon your gates, and upon your gates. Teach them faithfully unto your children. Speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, when you lie down, and when you rise, and when you rise.
And we turn to page 43 for the reading led by Eliza.
Give us a place to rest, Adonai our God. Bring us into shelter and in soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection, safety in your presence, and our acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours.
Thank you, and we join now in singing on page 44 as we sing together Yismichu.
Mi kamocha va'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora
Please rise for the tefillah on page 46 as we sing together Adonai Sefatai.
Adonai Sefatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu, ve'Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanara, El Elyon Gomel Chastim Tuvim, ve'Konei Hakol ve'Zocher Hastei Avot v'Yimho, u'Mevi Gula Livnei v'Nehem, u'Ma'an Shemo b'Hava, Melech Ozer u'Moshiach u'Magain, Baruch atah Adonai, Magain Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah.
And we turn to page 52 for a reading that is led by Will.
You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God.
And we turn now, as we sit down, we turn to page 61 for the prayer for peace, led by Sam.
Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country as a safeguard of peace, its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within our borders. Health and happiness within our homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship among the inhabitants of every land. Plant virtue in every soul, and may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. Praise to you, eternal one, who blesses our people with peace.
Shalom al Yisrael amcha tasim le'olam. Shalom al Yisrael amcha tasim le'olam. Ki atahu malach adom lekol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim le'olam. V'tov b'einecha livarich et amcha Yisrael b'kol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם.
We all need healing and courage and strength in our lives. The Misha Berach, the prayer for healing and strength and courage, is on page 253.
Misha Berach, Avo מקור הברכה לאמותינו. May the source of strength who blessed the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishebira imotenu mikor Abraham lavotinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
I'm going to ask everyone to rise as we're about to take out the Torah. I'm going to ask the students who are reading or chanting from the Torah to stand next to the sticky notes that would have their name as we unroll the Torah. Ella, you are the closest to me. You are here where the yad is and the microphone right next to me. And Isabella, you are the farthest most one because you're in Genesis. You are next to the stage with the red curtain there.
על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, העולם עומד. על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, העולם עומד. על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים. על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים. על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, העולם עומד. על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, העולם עומד. על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, העולם עומד. על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים. על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים.
Adonai Elohim melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Vayehi achar hadavarim ha'elech v'cha Elohim nisa et Avraham vayomer elav Avraham vayomer hineni vayomer kachna et bincha et jehidcha asher ahavta et Yitzhak v'lech lecha el eretz hamoria v'halehu sham le'olah al had hecharim asher omar elecha. Vayashkem Avraham baboker vaychavosh et hamoro vayikach et shnei ne'arav ito ve'ei Yitzhak beno v'yavaka atzei olam vayakom vayelech el hamakom asher amar lo ha'Elohim.
So Isabella read from the book of Genesis, chapter 22, the story of the binding of Isaac. She read the first few verses there. And David is going to read to us the beginning of the book of Exodus, the movement from a family to becoming a nation.
Ve'el Shemo b'nei Yisrael hava'im v'mitzvotav et Yaakov ish uveto ba'u Reuven Shimon ve'Levi v'Yehuda Yisahar Zebulun uVinyamin.
And Owen is going to read also from the book of Exodus, towards the end of the book of Exodus, the description of the clothes of the high priest and how those clothes are a symbol of us, of the people of Israel.
ועשו את האפוד זהב תכלת וארגמן תולעת שני ושש מוסר מעשה חושב שתי חטפות חברו יחילו אל שני קצותיו וחובר וחשב עפודתו אשר עליו כמעשהו ממנו יהיה זהב תכלת וארגמן ותולעת שני ושש מוסר.
And Cooper has the coolest verse in the Torah, more or less, is the hand of Adonai too short. Adonai says that to Moses, ironically, meaning I can do whatever I want. I am God.
Vayomer Adonai el Moshe chayad Adonai tiksar atah tira chaykracha devari imlo. Vayetze Moshe v'yedaber el ha'am et divrei Adonai v'yaso shiv'im ish meziknei ha'am v'yamed otam sevot halchel. Vayered Adonai ve'enan v'yedaber ela vayetzel min aruach asher elav vayetain al shiv'im ish haskinim vayecha Ve'hi kanoach alechem, arvach ve'yitnabu v'lo yasafu.
And Ella is last but not least. She's towards the end of Deuteronomy, the Torah portion that has the highest number of mitzvot. And her mitzvot are about, her reading is about how important it is the way we relate to each other. Being a mensch is the most important thing.
Asher ata nashevo yotzi eleha ehavot hachutza v'im ish ani hu lo tishhav ba'avoto hashev tishhav lo et havot bevo hashemesh v'shachav b'salmeto uverhaha ulcha תהיה צדקה לפני אדוני אלוהיך.
Thank you. And we're going to ask Isabella, I should get the microphone to her, to
Mariah has one.
say the blessing after.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata b'tocheinu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Now if students, if you can clear the microphones and everything that is on the way, and our president is going to help me roll back the Torah. If you have not seen a Torah from close, that's your chance to get close and to watch the
All of its supporters are happy. Shalom, 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 shalom. זאת התורה שעשה משה לפני בני ישראל, וזאת התורה שעשה משה לפני בני ישראל, על פי אדוני ביד משה, ביד משה, על פי אדוני ביד משה, ביד משה, וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל, וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל.
Please be seated. I want to thank our students, the 7th and 8th grade students that led the entire service and read and chanted from the Torah. We have a student-led service every month and every year from actually 2nd and 3rd grade, they lead services. But this is the first time that they're leading parts on their own. If you noticed, we didn't double them up for parts of the blessings, that they stood there as adults on their own and they led parts of the service. That's what it means to be a leader of prayer in the congregation. That's part of becoming a bat or a bar mitzvah, becoming an adult and a leader in our congregation. I don't know how you felt. I was really proud of how wonderful they did. I also want to thank the wonderful teachers that we have, and I see that 3 of them are actually standing. I'm going to ask Elijah, who is not standing, to also rise and stand. Am I missing any? We have younger teachers that are helping. Also 2 8th graders that are here, so I'm going to embarrass them publicly and ask Owen and Isabella also to get up. I'm sorry, Isabella, I know your foot hurts. We have great teachers. They do an excellent job. They work with the students one-on-one, and we're really blessed. They're none of them is even a high school graduate. They do a much better job than I do, and they are really, they do everything. I just enjoy and kvel on how wonderful they are and how wonderful the students are. And I also want to thank the family of Maximus Springer, who is going to have his bar mitzvah tomorrow. And as you go out, if you don't miss the wonderful treats for the oneg to take them home. Thank you for sponsoring the oneg, and tomorrow everyone is invited to watch on YouTube Max becoming a bar mitzvah and leading the service. Thank you everyone for everything, and just one last thing before we go to the final prayers. When you leave the temple, please try and say Shabbat Shalom to someone you have not met before. The teachers can sit down by now. I embarrassed you enough, so please be seated. And we turn now to page 293. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people, whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation, whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. On this Shabbat, we remember especially Shirley Tanchester-Riss, Joshua Fink, Sadel Barron, Robert Barron, Barbara Behrman, Bonnie Beiser, Sarah Bronstein, Bonnie Breyer, Jerome Ehrman, Sarah Bel Feynman Salomon, Arthur Fleischaker, Trudy Friedberg, Lee Harrow, Connie Healy, Hyman Handler, Jerry Herman, Dora Howard, Florence Kerman, Deborah Kerr, Martin M. Lewis, Elsie Lowenstein, Israel Madorsky, Charles Z. Miller, Israel Pinkas, Susan Y. Salomon, Delton Sayre, Louis Shapiro, Doris Schiffman, Alta Sobel, Edna Sondheim, Edward Winkler, Francis Wolf, Edward Zimmerman, Dorothy Collins, Edward Rothschild, Sol Rosinski. We think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those we have drawn into our hearts with our own. And with the blessed memories in our hearts from our loved ones, we rise as we turn to page 294 for the Mourner's Kaddish. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעלם ולעולמי עולמיה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו, לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהא שלמה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל וימלאו אמן. זיכרונם לברכה, may the memory of our loved ones come to be a blessing and a benediction. And before we go to our closing song, I'm going to ask the principal of our religious school, Sarah Harlan, who wants to say a few words. Everyone can be seated for this part and the closing song.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. And I just want to reiterate again or emphasize what Rabbi David said. A huge Mazal Tov, and really just amazing job that all of our 7th and 8th graders did, leading us in this service, and some of them being able to read or chant from their Torah portions from their bar bat mitzvah. Really, it's truly, I think this is the most awesome sight we have when we do our services throughout the year, when we unroll the entire Torah, and they get to show off their amazing skills for all of us. And thank you also to all of the teachers, that includes Rabbi David, and all of the teachers who help us every single week. We have an amazing team in 7th and 8th grade. I won't make you stand up again. We have a tradition here when our students lead the congregation in their service, where we have a gift for them. So everyone, all of you all, students, meet me at that table afterwards. We have a lovely, for our 7th graders, a really beautiful little box that they can use, a spice box for Havdalah, and for the 8th graders, a yarmulke or kippah. So, Mazel Tov again, everybody, you guys did a great job.
Thank you. And our closing song is Od Yavo Shalom.
You can find that on page 353. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Fi Al Kulam. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Fi Al Kulam. Salam Aleinu. Shalom Aleinu, Bi'al Kulam. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Bi'al Kulam. Salam Aleinu, Bi'al Kol Ha'olam. Salam Shalom. Salam Aleinu, Bi'al Kol Ha'olam. Salam Shalom. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, V'al Kulam.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.